hours south of Los Angeles by air is the city of La Paz, Mexico, a place where local weavers carry on the traditions of yesteryear, where family is foremost, and where fun seems to just come naturally. It's also the southernmost home of the San Francisco-based Paradise Charters, the first American-owned charter company to operate with the full blessing of the Mexican government. The people responsible for that minor miracle are Sam and Karen Knapp. It seems they were so inspired by the beauty of Baja that they were determined to share it with other sailors worldwide.
We saw what it was really like down here on a trip about 5-6 years ago. And it was then that we determined that this would be the place to come and enjoy yachting and sailing at its best. There are normally some type of wind just about every day. There are little anchorages and coves. We've got, about 125 miles right now of islands. A string of them spaced apart. Each one of them has various anchorages, and again, the beaches of their own.
Sam's enthusiasm was shared by his wife Karen as well. However, she did voice one complaint.
I like everything except doing dishes. I couldn't give it a priority. It's great. We seem to have wind every day to get good sailing, and then it just dies and it's flat as can be. Well, then it's time to jump in and dive. And it doesn't matter where you jump in at. Look at that water. It's incredible.
We set sail aboard Pacemaker, a Waco 40 with a cutter rig, and were accompanied by Indulgence, a 43.5-foot Beneteau set up as a racing cruiser. Our plan was to spend a week leisurely exploring the exotic coves, landfalls, and underwater attractions that sets the Sea of Cortez aside from any other destination. Typically, we experienced a light breeze of about 10 to 12 knots in the morning, with the winds dropping off a bit by midday. But inevitably, by late afternoon, we experienced our best sailing conditions, with gusts from 20 to 25 knots. However, most locals will tell you that the wind is one thing that can't be predicted in the Sea of Cortez. This is pretty much the way things were when Cortez first discovered this area, but apparently it wasn't his cup of tea, because after a few good fights with the Indians, he left, having never discovered the treasure he was seeking. Of course, he never realized that the true treasure of the Sea of Cortez was the sea itself.
We're going to learn how to clear our snorkel, how to clear our mask, and the proper fin kick.
For the novice, instructions are offered on snorkeling that can open up a whole new world on a charter boat experience. La Partida proved to be the ideal anchorage to test your skills for the first time. A well-protected area with a sandy bottom and an abundance of marine life.
Yeah, the Sea of Cortez is the youngest sea and is also the richest sea. It boasts the largest concentration of free-swimming sea life found in any ocean in the world.
Mike Williams made his first trip to Baja back in 1980 with the Underwater Photographic Society. He's been coming back nearly every year since, and is typical of a growing number of charter boat clients.
Boy, there's a lot of fish down there.
It sure is.
The dive sail right now is really the exciting part of our program. We have, for instance, the boat we're on right now has a compressor built right in below. But the thing that is especially interesting is the fact that you can go out sailing, have your compressor, do a few dives, and go on about your sailing.
After taking a quick look at the world below the bow, it was time to break out the windsurfer and take advantage of the afternoon breeze, and once again, gaze at another spectacular Baja sunset. The following morning, it was time to bid farewell to the shark fishermen who made the cove a temporary home close to their fishing grounds, and headed out for the legendary island of Los Islotes. But before we arrived, we were greeted at the bow by a welcoming committee that consisted of hundreds of Pacific spinner dolphin. After an incredible dolphin ballet, I realized why Sam and Karen decided to make the Sea of Cortez their southern home. If someone wanted to come down and do a bareboat charter from you, what are the requirements?
We check their credentials basically through the mail and telephone and have them generally approved before they come. In the event that someone is not fully qualified, we offer learn-to-sail cruises. They may take a skipper out for a day or two for a little bit of a refresher if they don't feel comfortable. Navigation out here is very simple. You've got the islands on one side and the Baja Peninsula on the other side. I've never seen fog down here. I guess there may not be fog, but it's just a real comfortable way to sail.
Paradise Charters boasts the largest fleet in Mexico. 15 boats in all, from a Cal 33 to a custom 55-foot ketch. For those who prefer a crew charter, it's a great opportunity to be pampered by the likes of Joe and Renata Cowan.
We just got burnt out, and it's very easy in Silicon Valley. So then we decided that we've gone into our second or third careers, and that's why we went into the charter business. Like I said, we had a desire to bread and breakfast and a bar, and this is it.
Well, to be honest, we came a year ago and fell in love with the Sea of Cortez and said, what are we doing in Silicon Valley?
This boat here, we can teach them how to handle a boat and how to feel comfortable on a sailboat. We're not going to, in just 7 days, give them a complete sailing orientation because that's almost impossible, but we can give them a desire to pursue a sailing venture.
In the distance beckoned Los Islotes, famous for its seabird sanctuary and sea lion colony. As we motored toward her shore, we heard the loud cry of the lovable sea lions long before they came into view. But it was only a matter of time before we donned our snorkel gear and greeted the sea lions face to face.
Well, Los Islotes, of course, is close to La Paz, which makes it really easy access for people to come out and snorkel even for the day. There appear to be about 150 sea lions that live in the colony. In March, they do lots of the mating dances underwater, which you can see very close up. Man seems to be treating the Sea of Cortez very well. It is now a protected area from fishing from the Japanese fleet. It is only allowed to be fished by the locals. So in many ways, man has done a very good job in leaving it as is.
While the sea lions openly welcomed us to their underwater world, the invitation did come with a few restrictions. The #1 rule is don't get too close to the young, or Mom will deliver a quick reminder that this is her house and certain areas are off limits. As the sun began to set over Los Islotes, it signaled the close of an incredible cruise in the Sea of Cortez.